Welcome to Network Africa. I'm Anne Nwawadu. We'll begin right here in Nigeria, where members of the Bring Back Our Girls group staged a silent protest to the State House in Abuja over the killing of aid worker Hawa Liman and Saifura Ahmed by a faction of the terrorist Boko Haram group. The protest was led by the co-conveners of the group, Dr. Obi Ezekwesili and Aisha Yusufu. Others include Buki Shonibare and Deji Adeyanju and other activists. The solemn protest is also meant to seek for the release of aid worker Alice Sagada, Dapchi schoolgirl Leah Sharibu, and others still in the captivity of the terrorists. A former director of the State Security Service, Mr. Mike Ejiofor, has been speaking on the killing of one of the 3 aid workers kidnapped by Boko Haram in Borno State. Mr. Ejiofor is asking security agencies to do all within its powers to secure the release of the remaining aid workers before it's too late. He believes the magnitude of the fight against insurgents in the country appears daunting for the Nigerian military, and it's now time for the federal government to seek international collaboration. He was speaking on our breakfast program, Sunrise Daily.
Government should look at what is reasonable, what is should be accepted in international best practices. But my worry is that this thing is becoming a very big security challenge to Nigeria. So I want to appeal that maybe Nigeria needs to collaborate more with the international community and other countries, especially for these aid workers who are just volunteers to do humanitarian work. It's a very big challenge, and people will be scared going even to that place to do humanitarian jobs. If we are trying to fight the local Boko Haram just when we started, it would have been a different thing. But remember that this same group, the faction of Boko Haram, pledged allegiance to ISIS, and since then they have gone beyond what we are looking at, because one, they have the supply of arms, and they go beyond intelligence gathering. We have what is called combat intelligence, that's military intelligence. So I don't expect much as I expect that our civil intelligence groups or organizations should provide intelligence from where the people are.
Meanwhile, the federal government has condemned this killing of Hawa Liman. In a statement issued in London, the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, described the killing as dastardly, inhuman and ungodly. The minister said nothing can justify the shedding of the blood of innocent people. According to him, the government is shocked and saddened at the killing of the aid worker by the insurgents, despite the actions taken by the government and the widespread appeal to save this young woman. The minister commiserated with the family of the slain worker, saying that government is doing all within its power did all to save her life. He also thanked all the friendly governments that have continued to work with Nigeria for the safe release of the abducted women, as well as the clerics across religious lines who have been pleading for her release. Joining us now is security expert Oladende Ariyo to discuss more on this very sad incident. Thank you very much for joining us on Network Africa. Good afternoon. Now, what do you make of this devastating killing? It's really sad.
You know, if you check my Facebook timeline, her photograph is there. And I wrote a treatise there saying that she gave everything she had to her country, and at the critical moment, her country disappointed her. Nobody can tell me, no reason whatsoever, especially when the government seems to have everything they wanted. Is it money or whatever? But they lost it. Where was the magic wand that they put to play when the Japti girls were seized? And in 24 hours, they were released. Especially when there was a warning, okay, that the first girl would be killed in September. They were playing their games, she was killed. And they said October they will kill Awa. And like joke, it happened again. So what excuse does anybody give me? All this grammar, it's sad, it's inhuman or whatever, they don't deal with me. Imagine if that girl is the daughter to any of the people now talking. How would they feel? I'm a parent. And I've been very sad since I heard that news yesterday. It's annoying. It's uncalled for. It's needless. It only shows that government is not responding enough. Otherwise, that girl should have been rescued.
But government is saying that it did all within its powers. It did all it could. What do you think the government did, and what do you think they didn't do?
I will not expect government to sit with me or sit with you or tell the whole world the nitty-gritty of what they did. But insofar as they failed to keep her alive, that is it, they have failed. Whatever they did was not enough. And I will expect that they will know that the world will judge them. Okay? It's a global village now. Anything you are doing in your corner, the whole world is watching you. We were all watching and believing that, oh, government will surprise us, they will bring up a miracle or a magic or something and get at it. But they failed us. They should own up and admit. It's not about telling me that you didn't, I mean, you've done all. That means their best was not good enough. And it's uncalled for. You know? It's unfortunate.
So Lehman was an aid worker. Don't you think that this will now prevent humanitarian services, especially in that part of the country? How would aid workers
You mean
work?
you can now ask me to go to Borno State and assist people, IDPs? I will not, except if I've chosen to lose my life, because if anything happens to me, nobody takes care. And this is not the first or second or third or fourth time. Yeah. It's been happening repeatedly. It's the same story, the same rhetoric, the same grammar. It doesn't add up. Unfortunately, we are inching towards the political era and campaign, all of that. What will the government tell me they have done to warrant my vote for another time of 4 years? It's not about individuals. It's about the government. It's not about party. It's about the people in power who have entrusted my life to say, take care of me. And remember, the first principal assignment of any government in power is to ensure security, whereby we can achieve our aims as individuals and flourish. But it's not happening.
We know this is not only happening in Nigeria. Even the Democratic Republic of Congo, the UN has warned that more fighting is still preventing aid workers from working. What do you think can make them safe? How do you think the governments, not only in Nigeria, in Africa?
See, the idea of comparing what's happening here with Congo, for me, it was in jail. For all I care, they can burn the entire Congo. That's their problem. I'm talking about Nigeria now. See, early in this year, government asked for $1 billion to confront Boko Haram. The money was released. In fact, it was even taken from an accrued account without requiring National Assembly approval. And at that time, I complained because they had $1 billion per day to fight Boko Haram. Upon all that, this is still happening. And before then, we were told that Boko Haram had been decimated. But with all of this, now, who do I believe? So for me, what's happening in Congo is not an issue, but what's happening here is my concern. Nigerians must be safe in Nigeria, wherever they may be, especially when an aid worker, somebody who volunteered to go and serve other people who are in distress, and then she lost her life. It doesn't add up.
Well, let's talk about Leah Sharibu. She's still in the captivity right now. They have said so many things they want to do to her, keeping her there forever, and all sorts that are very unimaginable. But what's the development with her family at the moment, and what can the country do more to at least to secure her life and make sure she doesn't end up?
I reviewed the president's speech on May 29. That was the Democracy Day speech. And one critical factor was the absence of Leah Sharibu in that speech. October 1st, again, Independence Day speech, I reviewed the speech on another platform. It was the same thing. And that gave me cause for worry that, are we now saying that Leah's life is not critical, especially the way it happened? You know, if the other Japti girls could be released on account of religion or whatever, why Leah? Now this is happening. They've given a deadline that they said they will kill Leah, right? For me, to now say they will keep her indefinitely as a slave, it's an anathema. It doesn't, I mean, it's annoying. And are we not going to say that the girl should spend the entire life or her life in captivity for being a Nigerian, or for being a Christian, or for not being in support of the faith that Boko Haram is perpetrating? It's annoying. Now, the parents, yes, the president has spoken to them, they've been visited, but does that equate with bringing back Leah? I just pray the girl will not be murdered, because if that happens, government should expect a mass action, upheaval, because it should just be a total loss of faith in government vis-a-vis protecting us as Nigerians on Nigerian soil. I'm not talking of me in Congo or me in Gambia, but me in Nigeria. Nothing must happen to Leah Sharibu. If anything happens to her, they should expect greater crisis beyond what they'll be able to manage.
Well, we hope nothing happens to her. We hope that she comes back safe.
That's my prayer.
And sound.
That's my released in one piece and alive.
Amen. Thank you very much, security expert Aide Ariye, for talking to us about this. Thanks for your time.
Inviting me.